as Nigerians continue to try to wrap their head around the controversies surrounding the economic impact of the removal of subsidy on premium malted spirit by President Bola Tinubu. Barrister Abraham Oviawe, a public affairs analyst, helps us underline some of the salient issues. Thank you so much for joining us, Abraham. Barrister, thank you so much for joining us.
It's always a pleasure to be with all you guys on this show.
All right, sir. So first off, the Court of Industrial Action has granted an ex parte motion, effectively stopping the Nigerian Labour Congress from embarking on industrial action. Now tell us, how does this affect any planned struggle by the people against the perceived government?
Just to say that I do not have difficulties with aligning myself ordinarily with issues of industrial actions, but I, over time, believe that it should be the last resort. After engagement on the round table has failed, we may now use that as a deterrent perspective against the government of the day. I expect that a new government will come in place, but their arguments with respect to the issue of the fuel subsidy, there are several turns and coins to it. I do not think, to my mind, I do not think that the NLC were ordinarily determined to embark on that industrial action. They should expect, if they have been on the trenches, in the trenches for a long time, they should appreciate the antics and the politics and polemics of government of the day, how they operate. I expect if they were proactive, they will know that government ordinarily will go to court to seek such injunction against them, and they will be patronized. If you see the reasons they are given, that if it's granted, it will inflict more hardship on the people than the fuel subsidy for which they intended the industrial action. Why did they not commence the strike on Friday when it was declared? Why not even on Monday before the court had made such pronouncement? If they had declared that strike, giving such order would have been an order given in vain. You don't give an injunction to restrain a completed act. If they had already ordered or the strike had commenced, the issue of an injunction restraining them from doing it would have been an act in futility. I feel that the NLC are willing, we're not ready for the strike, to have created that avenue for government to take that step. It means they were not proactive. It means they were only trying to fool us. And we have seen all this over the years. To my mind, I think rather than first the issue of strike on Nigeria, so you look at the issues critically and what they represent, and find a common ground around sorting our problems. Nigeria has been too troubled. With respect to several issues, government in and out have had issues with several issues. An industrial action at this time, when you have not sat down on the table of brotherhood to find a common partner ourselves, I think it's not the best for Nigerians, because that would have treated them more harshly than the removal of fuel subsidy have brought to Nigeria. What we need is men with good head to sit on the round table and address critical issues at that time. That is my own personal view, and that's what I say about that. I think the order has been given, and no matter how wish or fair any other of course it must be obeyed or be appealed against or actually vacated. That's it.
Okay, Barrister, now let's take it to the issue of removal of subsidy on petrol. Now, this has long been on the mind of successive governments, and I mean with the Goodluck Jonathan government. So, Barrister, is there something wrong with the manner and way President Tinubu kick-started is? Now, bearing it in mind that a large number of Nigerians had it in mind that the subsidy should have been a gradual phase-out and not, a complete phase-out, like it was stated by our President Tinubu.
Let me also tell you, while I do not want to hold brief for the current government of the day, I concede that because the whole idea of subsidy in the first place, if truly it existed, because we have had too many stories, too many theories around the subsidy in itself. A lot of persons have argued that the subsidy in the first place does not even exist. It's a scam. It's a scam which the elitists have used in making Nigeria rather earn money. There have been too much secrecy around this issue of fuel subsidy. Government in and out coming, they seem not to know, get to the bottom of this issue. Why is it difficult at the end of the day? If Nigerians are made to pay more to buy fuel and such funds are channeled into other productive venture, the challenges we have had the insecurity of government over time. The issue of fuel subsidy, Jonathan was vilified for attempting to want to remove it. There were hue and cry, there were strikes. We went to the street, we went to mass holidays to say Tabudu Departamenta, but that again didn't solve the problem. 8 years down the line, Muhammadu Buhari's administration played the role of the ostrich. He pushed it into the next government that it will be out in June. For me, and like what the current administration have said, I do not want to look at the negative side. They have said it's a courageous move to create this country, that it's unfair for government to feed the greed of the elite, who this money gets into their pocket. They keep saying this year in, year out. And we are not seeing victims, persons who have involved themselves in it. It's a crime in itself. Nobody has been arrested. Nobody has been indicted. It has been lip service from here, from Jonathan's government to Buhari's government. Now they keep saying it's a scam, it's a scam. Who are the persons behind this scam? It's an economic crime. Who are those behind it? Beyond removing it, let's see the victims of these actions. Now that you have removed it because it's a scam, beyond just this removal and repair is going to cost to Nigerians. Nigerians want to know those who have been making up our common patrimony, who have been feeding, who have been feeding very fast, who have been involved in primitive acquisition of our common patrimony. We want to know them. Why hiding them? If you say what they are doing is bad. I feel that, and I concede that it ought to be gradual. But again, if you do things gradual and you say already it's scam, it means you are still feeding the greed. Expose these persons who have been doing it. Show conscious efforts of wanting to turn the days and fortune of Nigeria, directing it to the path of prosperity. We talk about roads. Government in that have invested billions of naira. The effect of this we have not seen. We talk about the injecting force into the economy to make things better for us. Beyond talking, beyond theoretical perspective, we want to feel it, we want to see it, we work out very well. These are our challenges. Nigeria, the book of lamentation have done all the lamentation. With the words God has blessed this country with, we ought not to be lamenting, but feeling the impact of government. But leadership has failed us. We can only hope, for me, that this new government mean well. I agree that change cannot be painless. If a government is determined to change the status quo, to redirect our path towards prosperity, it is not milk and honey. It can be painless. We may need to be subjected to a certain form of pain. But it is betrayal of trust. If you are allowed to face this pain, and at the end, we do not get the result. I liken it to a man who has a broken ankle. When the ankle is broken, like Nigeria find itself in such state, when the material comes to massage the ankle, it's a painful exercise. But the assurances of why the man will continue to surrender his broken ankle to the man who is to massage it is because every step of such massage is a movement towards healing. It's a movement towards progress. It's a movement towards happiness at the end of the day. When you continue, Nigeria currently has a broken ankle, and our leaders continue to massage it every day without healing. We want that healing. We expect that this new government, having taken this very great decision, should have the capacity of healing our broken ankle.
Okay, Barrister, sorry, I'm going to ask you the final question, and I want us to be fair. The government have highlighted the reasons, the negative reasons on why the subsidy has to be removed. Do we still think, or should we still justify the NLC going on strike?
But the government hasn't put their reasons on the table. Any proactive union leader, rather than wanting to grandstand, it will create alternatives. And it will ask me, I like what the TUC is doing. A very simple issue. If government have removed subsidy, it means that the cost of living will I think myself, I do not envy public servants. I do not envy them at all. Inflation has gotten to a feverish height. There is increase in what they buy, but they see in same amount. Transportation has increased, cost of living has increased. At the end of the month, they still take home what they've been taking over the years. I think that any sincere government who is determined to change the fortune of Nigerians and have removed subsidy, one major thing they must look at is how to cushion the effect by way of increasing wages and salary, by way of directing the economy, by way of fighting issues of inflation. NSA must go through. We must come to a table of brotherhood. We want this country to be great. We need courageous leaders who will take that painful decision that will lead us to prosperity. We've not had it in the past. Let's give this current administration a trial. It is too early to continue to criticize that it does not mean well. I will not be part of that. I am a proper critic of government, but only be a little patient. I want to, on my mind, assess what the will do for us in the first 6 months. After which, I want to advise NLC, sit on the table of brotherhood. Let's be dispassionate. Forget about where our affiliation are with respect to political parties and interest as to politics and polemics. Because during the campaign, with some majority of these persons campaigning for a particular candidate that did not emerge, a lot of people are going to town to say that in the case of that they are trying to frustrate. But again, if you look beyond that, let's put on the patriotic cap. Let's think more of the progress and growth of this country. And let's see how we can redirect it. NSA has a role to play. The citizens have a role to play. Government and leadership have the bigger role to play. The government will have reposed on them. They cannot betray it. And I urge them, because trust is like virginity. It is broken but once.
Thank you so much, Barrister. Really appreciate your time on the news.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure to be with you guys.
You too, Barrister.